think that like what most people think, which I thought at the time for sure, was okay, I'm gonna take this cat home and I'm gonna give her like a litter box and some little fuzzy mouse toys, and you know, we're gonna be happy and live happily ever after, and she's gonna be my cat. And that did not work out at all. I think that is like one of the number one things that I'm trying to like change in people's minds is like, okay, your cat, it needs stuff, you know. It's not just like this animal that doesn't need anything, which is such a common, you know, misconception in our society, is that cats just don't need anything special, you know, it's just a cat. I think the best way to describe it, it's funny, is like a cat sleuth or a cat detective. I know a lot of people, they'll refer to me as like a cat psychologist. And of course, you know, I have to understand how a cat's mind works. So I guess to some extent, like I get that. But really my job is more like being a detective. You know, mainly I just listen and ask a lot of questions, you know, a lot of really purposeful questions that are just aimed at getting to the root of the problem. You know, I don't like to treat symptoms, is what I say. I don't like to treat symptoms. It's always getting to the root of the problem, and that's how you're gonna have like lasting, you know, healthy behavior, rather than just like trying to put a Band-Aid on it all the time. That's never gonna work. It's funny because I made a reel on this the other day, like the two stereotypes we have about cats, right? So number one is that it's just a cat, and cats don't need anything in particular. You know, you can just throw them in the house and they're fine, right? And then when they have all these behavior issues, because we bring these wild animals into our houses, like cats haven't been domesticated like dogs have. Dogs have been domesticated through like breeding and training and, you know, taming them for thousands of years. Cats have lived alongside humans for thousands of years, but we've never truly done anything to alter who they are. So they still share like 96% of their DNA with wild cats. So we're bringing these cats into our houses, and they still retain like all of these, you know, instinctual like survival urges. You know, that's literally what drives the cat. I mean, that's what I look at all the time, is like, I think a lot of people like look at their cats and they're looking at them like a dog or even like a person. You know, my cat's mad at me, my cat's being spiteful. Like, no, your cat, like, you have to take a step back and look at like, what is my cat feeling from a survival standpoint? So kittens are much more influenceable. Like when they're a kitten, that is when they are developing their social skills, you know, and when a kitten plays with another kitten especially, that's when they really develop like those kind of, they start to understand those social cues of, and that's why it's so important to have like litter mates together. It's at least for a certain period of time, you know, but when they play fight and stuff and they bite too hard or something like that, and the other kitten yells or cries or runs away, and even mom, you know, if they piss mom off enough, she'll like either smack them or turn around and walk away, and they start to really like understand what's going on, you know, like, oh, okay, they start to see that line, like I pushed a little too far, you know. So definitely if you get a kitten at that stage of their life, you're going to be able to have more influence over that for sure. Yeah, definitely. That's something that is, you know, the allure kind of getting a kitten. And I know like a lot of people get them for that reason, from shelters, like they'd rather have a kitten than some cat that's already kind of like has all of these behavior issues kind of. But there's always also drawbacks of having a kitten, you know, and then there's positives as well of getting an adult cat. you know, because as a kitten, they're gonna have so much more wild energy. They're gonna get into everything. They're gonna bite cords. They're gonna, you know, it's like having a crazy little toddler who's like this big and can get into everything, you know. But if you get an adult cat, you're not gonna have those issues, you know. But you may have some behavior issues that come along with it, that you just gotta learn how to, you know, you gotta reach out to me apparently.